Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ant, A-SillzCardz here again, back with yet another video. So soon, as a matter of fact. And this video is not going to be any cards in it, any mail days or anything like that just yet. This video is going to be addressing a question I've received several times over the past year or so, and it's a very common question to any collector, which is what made you get into the hobby, you know, if you left, what made you want to come back, you know, things along those lines, which I think I've answered one of those questions in a previous video, but this one's going to go into deeper detail from when I first started liking cards back in the day till now. I mean, it's quite a story, I guess I could say. Anyways, first and foremost, before I get into that, I want to thank you guys for all the support, questions, comments, feedback, all that stuff that you guys left in my previous video, my Adrian Beltre PC showcase. Much love, guys. It means a lot to know that there are actually people out there that enjoy my videos, as well as, you know, like to see my collection, because that took a while to compile, I guess, pretty much, and it means a lot to me. It really does. I take a lot of pride in my Beltre PC, and it's one of my favorites. Actually, it is my favorite because it's basically the one that I've done from the get-go. So I really appreciate any likes and comments and anything like that you guys did. I have quite a bit on there, so thank you guys for that. But anyways, before I go on too far and ramble on too much, but this is going to be a rambling video, I can tell you that right now, but sit back and enjoy the ride yet again. This is just story time today, so if you don't like story time, then please just go ahead and click that X in the right hand corner, because that's what this video is, just to get to know me and everything else. So first and foremost, as a child in elementary is when I first started wanting to collect. That moment when you pull your first relic card, it just makes you really jump. You absolutely love it whenever you pull your first relic as a kid, but I can honestly say as a kid, you know, as in, you know, second, third grade or whatever, I wasn't one of those kids that, you know, would beg my parents to take me to the store to do stuff. It's one of the kind of things where I would go with my parents to the store, you know, shopping or whatever, and, you know, you walk past the toy department, you go past the freaking registers, and then you see, you know, big old barrage of, you know, packs and boxes and stuff. So then I'm over there, you know, picking out the ones I want. Of course, your parents get them for you because, you know, you made good grades. You know how it goes, guys, as a kid. And anyways, I did that for quite some time. But at the same time, as a kid back in my elementary days, like I said, second, third, fourth grade or so, what was in, which was bigger at my school anyways, was like Pokemon. And what was it? Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff like that. Those kind of cards. So of course, you know, I enjoyed them as well. I mean, everybody liked Pokemon. I mean, I was on my Pokemon grind, as I'm sure most of you guys were. So I didn't really collect any more sports cards from there on out. It was mainly Pokemon stuff. You know, you do the whole battles and trading and all that stuff, and that's when you led into the Game Boy games, which of course are the best Game Boy games of all time. You know, Pokemon Blue, Red, Sapphire, Crystal, Gold, all those. You guys already know what it is. But anyways, did that for several years, through elementary anyways. And then once I got to middle school, didn't do any collecting of any sort during that time. That's whenever, you know, you're starting to mature. I don't have to go into deep detail about that, guys. You guys know exactly what I mean. And then you start, you know, talking to girls more. You know, you're starting to open up, pretty much bust out of your shell. And that's what I did. And I was more of a sports kind of guy. You know, I played basketball, football. I was on the powerlifting team. All those kinds of things. So I wasn't really focused on that. Just kind of focusing on, I guess, school in general. Because, like I said, I also did sports as well as focused on academics. And also technically, I guess, a woodshop class, which sounds kind of corny, but I also enjoyed doing that too. So anyways, guys, did that, and I had a life-changing moment in middle school that made me get back into the hobby for, you know, a period of time. And unfortunately, in October of 2006, I happened to lose my grandpa. He had passed away from a massive heart attack, and it was one of those kind of things to where, you know, you wake up and your parents don't know how to tell you, and then they do, and it just, you know, crushes you, you know, into pieces. And he was a great man. He means the world to me. I have a tattoo, a cross memorial tattoo, as a matter of fact, on me in memory of him, because that's how much of an impact he was in my life. We spent, you know, countless amount of time together, all kinds of memories. And in elementary, the school that I went to, he also worked there too. So at the same time, I would see him every day. And also, I would see him all summer. And, he'd give us rides to school, take us home from school. We used to have like this little candy store bullshit thing where, you go after school and you buy candy. And there were times that I forgot to tell my parents. They didn't give me any money. And he was right there, giving me money so I can get something. He was always just there for me. And as well as my sister, because my sister and I went to school together as well. So, yeah, he was there for us. And he did anything and everything for us. And I can honestly say, out of all the grandchildren and my cousins, me and probably one older cousin were the closest to him, because we were over there constantly watching Cowboys games. During the summer, that's all we did. We went over there. Of course, I was one of the kids that, your parents got to go to work. So, you're going to grandma's house. You're not old enough to stay at home yet. So we'd be over there. He'd get off work, probably about 3 or 4. Come home. We'd play catch. We'd hang out. Like I said, we watch football games all the time. And, it was just, like I said, great man. I miss him more and more every day. What I'd give to see him again and, actually say goodbye to him. So not going to get all mushy on you guys, but that was a life-changing moment first and foremost. But as you guys see in the background, you guys are like, what are those? I've seen those before. You can get them at certain places, stadiums, and all that. Well, those 2 plaques in the background are 2 plaques that my grandmother gave me after my grandpa passed away. He had tons of collectibles. He had, Super Bowl rings, autographs, T-shirts. He actually had some cards, too, besides these on the plaques. He actually had several that he hung up on the wall. And my grandma gave me these because she knew that I was big into the card thing at one point. So she went ahead and gave these to me, which I actually had one growing up, which is a spitting image of this one right here, the Emmitt Smith. And my dad gave it to me, but that one I actually wanted to unwrapping, hanging up on the wall, and all that stuff. And these, as you can tell, are still factory sealed. Never even taken out of the plastic. Nothing. And like you said, you can see you can hang this on the wall. I'm not too sure where these, my grandpa actually got these from or anything, but they just hold a lot of sentimental value to me because they were his, obviously. And I also have a couple of Super Bowl replica rings that he also bought as well. And, sentimental pieces that you got to keep of loved ones. And that's what these 2 are. And these 2 specific plaques right here are the ones that got me back into the hobby for a short period of time. And after that, I collected for a little bit more. Got some stuff. But it wasn't, at that point, I wasn't very technology savvy, I guess you could say. And eBay wasn't as big as it was now, in my opinion. So I wasn't on eBay. I was just the type that, every time I went to the store, I had to get a pack of something. And that's what it was. It was just retail, busting packs. It wasn't like buying singles or nothing. So it wasn't hardcore grinding just yet. Anyways, more time passes. Still going to middle school. Still playing football. Pass with flying colors. A's straight across the board. And then I hit high school. Stuff changes. You hit high school, you're obviously becoming what they call a young adult. Then, of course, girls are becoming young women. So, being a guy, you start talking to the girls. And then also, I'm still worried about my schoolwork. But at the same time, this is one of my biggest regrets in life, is not playing sports in high school. I didn't play any sports in high school. I went to the Abilene High, which is where I'm from, Abilene, Texas. You may have heard of us. Abilene High is a 5A school. Very well known. I'll tell a story about that, how they are, here in a whole second. But anyways, went to like their summer camp for freshmen that are coming in, and went to do the tryouts, blah, blah, blah. And that's kind of how I look at it, tryouts, because then one of the coaches approached me as soon as it was done and said that, if I'm going to school there, that I can be on varsity easily. Now, that's just me. I mean, I've always considered myself not super athletic, like, full ride and all that shit, but I know what I'm doing. They also looked at me because I had the size. Back then I was bigger than usual. Now I'm, 6'3", 250 pounds, but back then I was still also big for my size. So anyways, I got offered to be on varsity if I was going to go there, but I couldn't be on varsity until sophomore year for some reason. I don't know if they needed me to play like, JV or first or something like that. But anyways, I got offered to be on varsity as soon as sophomore year hit. I was like, oh, cool. Now a lot of people become, varsity in sophomore year. Because senior year, you're automatically on varsity, no matter how good you are. I mean, you could be riding bench all season, you're automatically varsity. So anyways, that made me feel good because I was like, okay, these guys actually like me. I can actually go along with it and play for my school. Well, I happen to not go to my actual local school for my freshman year. I actually went to a school probably about 10-15 minutes outside of my town. It goes by the name of Holly. And the only reason I went there is because my mom got a job out there as the high school counselor. And since she got a job out there, she kind of told me to pretty much follow her there to see if I liked it. And I just agreed to it. So I went there for a year. Absolutely hated it. I regret it till this day because I lost a freshman year. And actually, this sounds bad too. I lost several friends because, after freshman year, you make new friends, and there's some friends I still see till this day and don't even talk to them anymore. Anyways, I'm starting to get completely off subject here. Anyway, so I go back my sophomore year, and I'm thinking to myself at that point in time, I don't even like high school anymore. That freshman year screwed it up for me. So now I just want to graduate early. That was my mindset, and that's where I messed up because now I look back and I was like, God, I should have played football. That's what it was. That was the sport I loved the most in high school. So anyways, to get to the point to how, you may know Abilene High, it's not a well-known school, but it may be to some of you guys that live in Texas, Abilene High Eagles, that is. And anyways, the reason they're so known, in my opinion, besides they actually won the state championship, 5A state championship in 2009, I believe. Yeah, 2009. So if I would have played, I would have been a freaking state champion. Anyways, that's also besides the point. They're state champions, but we also had the best team in so many years since like 1970 something, and went all the way and played in Dallas Stadium. And one specific player, I'm not going to put him on complete blast. I'm just going to say his first name. You guys may have heard of him. He was all over the place. Goes by the name of Herschel. He was the running back, number 23, I believe. And he was big dog. I mean, you give him the ball, and he's going to make it to the end zone no matter what. I mean, that year that they won state, he had like 40-plus touchdowns, 23-plus 100 yards. Just ridiculous. The guy was a monster. I mean, I knew that if he kept his head on straight, he was going to do big things easily. And crazy enough, this is how they got publicized pretty much is that show, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, World of Jinx, where that Andrew Jinx dude like goes and hangs out with like celebrities and people coming on up in the world, spends time with them a couple of weeks, spends the night, whatever. He was actually chosen to be featured on that show, which is crazy because that's a pretty well-known show. And what are the chances of, Abilene High running back, small town of probably about 100,000 people, he gets chosen. So anyways, he gets chosen, like I said, and it's crazy because I had him in my algebra class. He sat about 2-3 rows over from me, and in one corner, he's sitting there. You look up, the teacher's up there teaching, and in the other corner, you see the goddamn MTV crew filming him, and just, solely on him. And I thought to myself, hell, I'm about to be on MTV, but damn, camera never moved my way. That's besides the point, but anyways, yeah, like I said, big dog. He pretty much put Abilene on the map. I could pretty much say, on MTV, he's like I think like the second top rated running back in the state of Texas. It was just ridiculous how much publicity this guy got. He was big dog. He chose the full ride to Oklahoma State Cowboys. Shout out to Des Bryant, that's where he's from. And anyways, did all that, and now I don't even know what happened to the dude. I don't even know what the hell happened. But anyways, I'm going to drop a couple links in the description, some of his highlight videos that people recorded. He's all over the place on YouTube also, but he's just died down. It was just ridiculous because he was just a flat-out monster. He got out in the open, he's gone. I mean, you're not catching the dude. So anyways, I'm starting to digress here and get off subject. But anyways, that's how Abilene High became popular, and that's where I still regret to this day because I could have been a goddamn state champion, starting line, offensive line at that. It was just crazy, the circumstances. I look back at it now, it's like, why did I not want to do that? I just wanted to get the hell out of high school and graduate early, which I did. Class of 2011, I wanted graduating as a junior. I could have done it as a sophomore, but I decided to take it easy. So I graduated as a junior in 2011, and I also met my wife in high school, and we're still married till this day. And that was in 2009, I believe, the same year they won state is when I met her. So, graduated early with her. And, yeah, just crazy circumstances when you think about it that way. But anyways, that's getting off subject from the whole hobby thing. Did not collect it all during high school, just because of those reasons. Graduating early, I was taking a full load and had my mind on other stuff. Anyways, graduation comes along, I graduate, done dealio, I'm out of there. And that's when I decide, I'm in college and I want to, start collecting again. I mean, that's just how it is. I want to collect. Pick up my favorite player at that time, which was Adrian Beltre. I mean, I didn't really watch him that much, of course, before he was a Ranger, but now that he was a Ranger, I got to see him play every day. I love the way he played defense. The guy just tore it up. The guy can hit, obviously, especially that game where he had 3 home runs in one game. I mean, it's just crazy talk. Just crazy talk. But anyways, that's also besides the point, but he is my main PC till this day, as you guys already know. So I want to collect, and I pick up a few Beltre autos online. Time passes again. I find myself a good job, and my wife wants to go to school full time. And I said, well, we can both go to school full time, so we are, and we're working full time. We wind up moving out together. Time passes a little bit more. Boom, we find out my wife is pregnant. So, me being, overreacting and whatnot, I go and think to myself, wow, a baby is going to be expensive. So I go and sell, any cards that I had, made some kind of money off of them. Regret it till this day because they could have been wonderful additions to the PC. And overreacted for nothing because after, she got here, my daughter, I realized I had more than enough money in the bank to cover everything. So I still regret it till this day nonetheless. It is what it is now. But anyways, after that, I'm grown, 21. Like I said, I'm married with the daughter. I'm settled down in that part of my life. I'm married. I'm already a father. So now it's like focus on my career, take care of my family. But in my spare time, what am I going to do? And boom, that's when A-SillzCardz was born. My channel was born because I would collect still for about 1.5 years prior to making my first video. And it got to the point to where, I don't want to say lonely, but I had nobody to share this stuff with, I'd pick up a really nice card, and I'm not going to go be like, oh, honey, look what I got, She doesn't care about this kind of stuff. She likes that I found something that I like, and that actually keeps me occupied and stuff. So that was the plus. But at the same time, she doesn't sit down with me, She's not like one of those wives that wants to collect too, and, not everybody's like that, and it doesn't bother me. So I sat here and I thought, I was like, well, what the hell? What am I going to do? So I started watching, box breaks and case breaks on YouTube. And then all of a sudden, bam, I come across a full-blown community out there of people that actually show their stuff off. That have been doing it for years prior to me. So shout out to all the big names out there that have, maybe 1,000 subscribers, 800 to 1,000, maybe even a couple thousand. The people actually I watched before I started making my own videos, like Thundering 24, my buddy Chad, what's up, man? Partly Cloudy, as well as Grandyman 413, and Yo Show Your Hits. What's up, Ben? I see you, my brother. All you guys, man, both Matts, Partly Cloudy and Grandyman, like I said. You guys were the ones I watched before anybody. I was watching you guys before any of you guys hit 1,000 subscribers. And except for Chad, I think I started watching when you had like 2,000 something. It's just ridiculous how many subscribers you guys got. And I'm sitting here like, measly 200 and shit. Anyways, besides the point once again. And somebody else I watched, what is his channel's name? I think it was 37 Nationals Yankees, I believe. Colby, what's up, man? If you're watching this, which you're no longer on YouTube, I don't believe. But I still got you on Instagram, so I see you, bro, if you're watching this. And all you guys, I'd watch your videos. I'm like, man, this is, some cool stuff. And actually people that comment and say nice collections, let's make a deal. It's like a whole other world for me out there. So finally broke down and said, you know what? I'd love to enter this community of people. And so I make my first video. And it's still up till this day. I really appreciate anybody that's went and seen it. So much has changed since then, obviously. And you guys will see the cards I had prior that I'd collected for, a year and a half. And now I think back, I think the very first video that I ever saw that was card related was probably Taka Tanaka Giants. Andrew, hey buddy, I see you out there if you're watching this as well. And his was probably the very first card related video I ever saw. And probably my first guy I ever subscribed to. So yeah, a bunch of you guys out there. Oh, also KG Sports Cards. Love watching your videos, man. Your box breaks are insane. So everybody I just mentioned were probably the biggest influences for me to make a video. And that's where I'm at now. Present day, A-SillzCardz was born. And it's still stuck with me until this day. I've been collecting ever since. And I mean, that's pretty much my story right there, guys. I mean, I went from childhood Pokemon to middle school and losing my grandpa. And another main reason I also didn't collect in middle school, too, I can also mention was middle school going into high school was also some of the biggest times for, or not, I don't want to say for me, but the Call of Duty franchise for any video gamers out there. So that also consumed a lot of my time because me and my buddies love playing Call of Duty. We're actual video game heads at the time. So, we get off school and we all go home and just game for hours. And on weekends we stay up all night and game for hours. World at War, Zombies, MW2. Shout out to anybody that knows what I'm talking about. But anyways, that's mainly what I did in middle school too. So that also kind of kicked cards out the window. And I look back at it now and I think, man, I wish I would have been full force on the hobby back in those younger days because, one, you become an adult, you got to worry about other stuff besides just the hobby being everything. I mean, I have a family to take care of, put food on the table, and you can't put all your money into it unless, you know how to budget well. And, yeah, I mean, thankfully I have a good paying job that can do all that, and I can still have, a side hobby of doing this. So I'm really grateful and blessed to have that. But, shout out to all you younger kids out there that are in elementary. I hope none of you guys are making videos in elementary. But who knows these days? There probably are the way technology is. But, middle school, even high school, you guys take advantage of the hobby right now. Get a part-time job. Any money you get from doing side jobs or maybe mowing the yards in the summer. I can think of all kinds of stuff I would do till this day to get some side money and be able to pretty much put a PC together because you ain't got to worry about bills, you ain't got to worry about being married and having a family, you ain't got to worry about that. You just got to worry about yourself, grinding and making money and putting together a collection, which that's super easy to do. So you guys worry about that now and enjoy yourself because once you become an adult, this shit gets pretty out of hand. Sometimes you got to, something major happens, you're sitting there and your wife's, transmission drops, or maybe you got to buy a new alternator for your car. And you got to go drop a couple grand, and you're like, hell, I got to, sell some cars just to get that money, because not everybody I know has $2,000 to $3,000 just to drop at once, unless you're making the big bucks. So yeah, and I'm starting to digress yet again. But anyways, yeah, guys, being an adult in the hobby is probably the best because you actually have your own income, and you can just go and buy online whenever the hell you want to. As a kid, I didn't have that privilege. I'd go and buy packs and whatnot, but also eBay wasn't as available as it is now to me. Back then, I probably would have been, doing the whole mowing yards and earning money and stuff. But anyways, guys, I'm starting to really ramble on. My God, I apologize. 22 minutes and yet again, another long video. But hey, that's what it's all about, right, guys? So that is my story all the way from high school till now. I'm very proud of my channel, very proud of the collections have put together. I really appreciate anybody that's watched my videos, that has subscribed to me, left me a comment, made me a deal. I really felt pretty welcomed in this community. There's so many nice people out there, as well as some douchebags along the way, but I already know who they are, and I keep my circle small. So shout out to anybody that I've ever communicated with, because I love this hobby, and I love this community that I'm in, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So that is my story of how I officially got into the hobby, left, came back, left, came back. It is what it is now. I'm not going anywhere now. I plan to still pick up. I may not be active every day, all day, but I will still be collecting even if it's off camera. So just want to give you guys a little short story about me. And it would be pretty cool to see some responses on here too from some people. I know some of your guys' backgrounds, like how you guys started collecting and all that stuff, but some of you guys I don't. So send some type of short response or something just to see where you guys are at. And some of you older gentlemen out there, it'd be pretty cool to see how you collected back in the days. That's the good stuff right there. Because I'm still a 90s kid, so I'm still young compared to some people on here. No offense to you fellas. But I'm still young, so my story still hasn't fully developed yet because I still plan to collect for years. But it would be nice to get some responses, like I said, just to see some people's backgrounds and stuff, and what makes you absolutely love the hobby. Me, I just love collecting players that I like, and as well, like you said, the word hobby. I mean, it gives you something to do about something that you're passionate about, and that's where I'm at right now. So, anyways, guys, I believe that's all I have. I'm trying to think of anything else that I did not mention. But one of my dream goals too, that'd be awesome. If I make the big bucks, I'd love to open up my own LCS here in my town, because unfortunately I'm in a small enough town, probably about 100K people, and I don't have an LCS. not at all. I mean, there's sports shops, tiny ones around here, but they're not full-blown, LCS. So that's something I'd love to do, be the first one in town like that. Would be pretty dope. But anyways, guys, it's almost 25 minutes. I apologize yet again for the long video. I appreciate if you guys stuck it out till the end. And let me think here. Also, stay tuned for a mail day coming up here soon, probably the end of this week, maybe even early next week, not too sure. I got several pickups that I wanted to show you guys, so I'll be doing that all in one video, probably about 5 or 6 packages. So be on the lookout for that. And yet again, that's all I have for now. If I remember something, I'll throw it in my next video. But as usual, it's your boy Ant signing out. Catch up with you guys on the next trip sometime soon. And yeah, hopefully to see some type of responses on here would be pretty nice to see where you guys came from, what you guys do with your hobby and your background, blah, blah, blah. I'm starting to ramble, so I'm out of here. I'm about to go take care of some business, y'all. So it's your boy Ant signing out yet again. And hit me up if you guys want to chit-chat or something. I'm out, guys. Deuces.